What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Coach Plays. Real dark. May have to lighten up the background, but we are live, and this one is getting kicked off now.
So, the long-time veteran in his 16th years kind of half squibs it down the field. It scoops up on a second bounce.
Packers get across to the 30 on the opening kickoff.
A little scuffle on the back end. Oneway with the return. And already a little heated disagreement before our first snap. Kirk Cousins, what a year. Under his stewardship, all of these remarkable wins. The 8 fourth-quarter comebacks. He's had 400-yard performances, 2 of his last 3. 27 touchdowns on the season. He's got a run going of 25-plus touchdowns.
All right, so on the first play of the game, Cousins under center, offset fullback to the left. They get Jefferson motioning right to the left. They go with a little counter action, and Cook will get a gain of about 4.
For about 4. How about this season Kirk has been enjoying, Tony?
It's been outstanding, and he's really showing everybody, right? For a while, it was like, oh, he can't win a big game. He's just one of the solid guys. But the truth is, he's put this team on his
Yeah, I've got a decent sized one too, Taylor. I did hit a $1 9-leg parlay this morning for 69, so that was pretty good.
He knows how to win now, and he knows himself, and he just waits for the opportunity. Now, they don't want to get behind like
Get the game cast up here in just a moment. ISO play here to Cook will be good for a couple. It will bring up third down on this first series.
39. Joe Barry's defense has had a problem against the run. As you see, Jair Alexander had a lot to say this week about the matchup against Justin Jefferson, but the 27th in the league against the run. Made a couple of nice stops here on the first 2 plays.
Yeah, and the biggest reason for this winning streak is the 8 turnovers in the last 3 games. They've been opportunistic, almost like the Vikings have been all year. But Alexander did not travel with Jefferson in the first game. You see him right now. He's going over there, and he's traveling with him in the
So 3rd and 4 on the opening series for the Minnesota Vikings. Cousins in the pocket in trouble, tries to check it down to Thielen, and that's going to be batted away incomplete.
That's what's going to happen. When you're going to put Alexander on your best receiver and double him still, then that means someone else has to step up. Thielen tries, but Douglas is actually starting to play really good. He's not going to be in the same spot as Kenny Clark, who I think, with Gary out, is the guy that has to really create the havoc up front. This was a dominant front last week in that second half against the Dolphins.
Kenny Clark forcing that throw right on Cousins.
I'm going to have to change my shirt.
For Minnesota, Randall Cobb is back deep. Lying right, some pressure, got it away. Backpedaling his Cobb to the 6. Up ahead 15-20, and 15-yard run back for Randall Cobb after a 55-yard boot. So Aaron Rodgers trotting out here. His last 20 games against Minnesota, 7-1 touchdown to pick ratio. Just crazy numbers as you've seen much of his career. They haven't been Star Wars numbers on the season. Hasn't even had a 300-yard passing performance, but he's been breaking in a new receiving core, and that young receiving core has come a long way. Christian Watson, who had been questionable all week long, he's up with a hip injury. He's playing.
You're exactly right, and that's been the biggest difference. It took a long time for them to all get on the same page, and they're not fully there yet. But right now, Watson, you talked about.
All right, so Packers take over. It's 1st and 10 as this is their first drive of the game. Packers trying to continue to win to get into the playoffs. And first run there by Jones. Good for 6.
27, and again, the 4-time NFL MVP. The last 2 years he's been the MVP, and he felt they could do it. He had all the scenarios a month ago, and it's panning out so far.
Well, it's been hard. Everything's been very difficult this year.
Detroit won today 41-10 over Chicago. A big win. Fields only 7 of 21 for 75 yards. Wow.
I've seen him really pick it up when they've had to have it late in the year, Jim. Last week he threw some dimes.
2nd and 4.
Swings it out to Jones, and Jones will make one guy miss and maybe get a yard. If that, he'll bring up a 3rd and 4.
It's been a big boost for the Vikings secondary late in the year.
When we came on, he was just starting. We did the Vikings-Dallas game. And Shelley's been the biggest difference, I feel like. They started to kind of give him time in that week 9-ish area, and since then, they've performed better. Now, this is a defense that's been just giving up way too many yards, last in passing, but Shelley's...
3rd and 3. Lazard motions out wide.
See if they can force a 3 and out, as the Packers did to the Vikings on 3rd and 3.
Flushed out to the right. Rodgers now throws down the field, and that one is off the hands of Aaron Jones. That was a good ball, but off his hands and incomplete.
That's where I say you see the arm talent, Aaron Rodgers, and that is perfect. The only problem is it's like 2 inches too high, not for a receiver, but for running backs. And you know Jones is as good as they get out there, but that's asking a lot when you've got a Mach 12 ball coming right at you on a bullet.
How he makes those passes on the run and just the quick leaves the hand spinning like crazy. Exactly right. O'Donnell.
And did that one get blocked? It did. And Packers will pick it up and fall to the 1. The Vikings will take over at the 1-yard line. A blocked punt. And the Vikings are in business.
This is the opportunistic Minnesota Vikings all year long. Somebody comes up with a big play, something that allows them to win. And you saw special teams, a block punt earlier this year, key situation, 61-yard field goal here, a great catch by a guy there. That's how they're winning, and wow, what a play.
Wow is right. Levitt picked it up for the Packers, but he is taken down just outside the 1, and Minnesota ready to strike.
This is a huge game, first up. We talked about it earlier. We know Green Bay is basically playing in a playoff game here. They control their own destiny, and right there you
So 1st and goal as the Vikings now take over. Cousins under center. Cook 7 yards back. Play action, looking. Cousins fires to the front pylon for Thielen, incomplete. Tried to catch him sleeping and try to get a back corner throw, but couldn't get it.
They tried to score on 1st down from the 1 going up top, but there was some pressure again.
Well, this is Minnesota. You look at it, you're always like, okay, how are they winning? What are they doing? Recently, Jim, they've been outstanding in the red zone. 8 touchdowns in the last 9 red zone trips, and they've adjusted it throughout the year. And they're play actioning, running it, but they're making it really difficult on teams.
So 2nd and goal now. Jefferson motions right to left, inside handoff. Cook, and he's not going to get there. So now it will be 3rd and goal from the 1.
You got to stud and Cook, and that was one of the keys to the game, your ability to run against this Green Bay defense.
We got a Viking player down, and it's Schlotman who is starting once again for Bradbury at center. We'll step aside for a moment.
All right, so that will bring us to a commercial break. Vikings 3rd and goal from the 1. After that block punt, but unsuccessful on their attempts on 1st and 2nd down to stick it into the end zone. So now we wait as we are on a commercial break. So waiting for this commercial break to end for a 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line attempt for the Vikings up next. And here we go. I formation, 2 tight ends set to the left. Jefferson to the right, inside handoff. Cooks having him try to make some people miss, and he won't get there. What a goal line stand by this Packers defense after a punt was blocked, and it set up the Vikings on a 1st and goal from the 1. Vikings just lost their center, so the backup center got whipped. So that will set up a 21-yard field goal attempt by Greg Joseph. Snap set, kick is on its way, and that kick is good. The Vikings take the lead, but that is a big win for the Packers after that turnover. Not turnover, but blocked punt really set up the Vikings well. The Packers are able to hold them to just field goal attempts, so that was big.
Season since 09. Metellus the one blocked it. There he is.
You got to give Matt Daniels, special teams coordinator for the Vikings, a ton of credit. Just this year, you know, we all know what Cousins and Jefferson have done in the key situations and all the big plays, but the special teams has also provided it. You see Matt Daniels right there. But really, this team just takes turns.
All right, so Vikings to kick it off after kicking that field goal. That's a big win for the Packers on that defensive stand. And some room here, and he gets through, and they are returning this to the house. Wow. The Packers with the quick answer as they return the kickoff to the house. What a turn of events. The Vikings 1st and goal from the 1 had to settle for a field goal. And now a 105-yard kick return for a touchdown for the Packers. Give them the lead. He just kept that north, and then Joseph had no chance. I took the Vikings, Carver family. Carver family in the house, team member. So the Packers now up in this one 7-3. Just a lot of crazy turn of events there. Just in a matter of just seconds that now have the Packers up 4. What's up? Garrett's Invest Company in the house says he loves how the Vikings always run right up the gut, as he is not happy with the turn of events there. Like I say, it's a big win for the Packers to hold them to a field goal, and then just what an answer they had with the kickoff return for a touchdown right there. Vikings need a decent drive here to kind of answer the bell. Because as of right now, Lambeau Field is rocking, and the Packers have all the momentum at the current spot. Guys, if you would, hit the thumbs up as you're in. We have 12 people in the house, only 3 thumbs up. If we can get up to 50 likes in this stream, we'll do some card giveaways at the end. We have a Brett Favre card and a John Randall card that we will give away. But we got to get up to 50 likes. So as you pop in the chat, guys, if you would, hit the thumbs up and share it out. Get your buddies in here. That way we can react to every single play. Yeah, I mean, Packers are kind of rolling right now, and they've got a lot more to fight for rather than the Vikings do. Even though the Vikings can still, I guess, now get the 1 seed. Still, the Packers are trying to fight their way in, so... We'll get this game audio back here in just a moment as the Green Bay Packers are now kicking off.
Well, we're just 4 minutes and 35 seconds into the game. We have not had a first down, but we've had 10 points scored. How crazy is that?
I know, this is... we talk about turnovers and we talk about how big everything is, and those are the same thing, right? Special teams makes the difference.
And he will just take a knee in the end zone. So the Vikings will take over at their own 25.
Of vital importance on each side is Dixon on that sideline walking around after that 105-yard.
What's up, Jacob? No, won't be live tonight. I was not going to be able to make it tonight, which is why I wanted to hop on here and do the Vikings and Packers game. We'll be live tomorrow night for the Bills and Bengals. But something came up to where I wasn't going to be able to be live tonight, so I wanted to get on here and at least get one game in today. Come on, what are we doing? Raiders up 10-7? That pisses me off. Play action. Boots throws to Hawkinson, but he falls down.
Slipped. We'll be keeping an eye on that as Tracy reported after all the jawing this week.
I'm nervous for the Steelers game. Yeah, should be a really good game, to be honest. Steelers still trying to fight to get in the postseason. I believe the Ravens have already clinched it, but of course a rivalry game. They want to beat the Steelers, so it should be a good game tonight.
Like that, as you see Alexander on him.
And there's a botch snap. Cook picks it up and makes something out of nothing as he picks up 6.
Picking up the snap. And let's go down to Tracy.
Jim, we saw Vikings backup center Austin Schlottman get hurt on that last drive. He could not put any weight on that left foot. It is an ankle injury. They are evaluating him in the locker room. He is questionable to return.
And again, they're so anxious to get Bradbury back, who's been out with a back injury after a car accident suffered right after the game against the Colts.
This is huge because we talked to Cousin. He has 6 different silent cadences. Well, that's hard when you go to the third string. He might not.
So 3rd and 3, empty formation, quads to the right. Cousins in the pocket, fires down the field, and it goes through the hands of Hawkinson. It was a little bit outstretched. He tried to stretch his hands out as far as he could, and it does go right through the hands. But that is not an easy catch for Hawkinson.
But this has been another reason why Minnesota is very difficult to deal with. We know about really the big 3, right? You got Cousins, Jefferson, Cook, who all have records for the Vikings. But now you go and get that trade, which I thought they did a great job. And now Hawkinson.
So 3 and out for the Vikings.
Huge since the trade 2 months ago today. Ryan Wright's punt.
That hits at the 30, and he's going to pick it up, and he's going to try to run, and he'll get tackled at the 37, and that is where the Packers will take over. So Packers, Aaron Rodgers coming back out on this New Year's Day, up 7-3, looking to gain more momentum and extend this lead. We got 19 people in the house, guys. Only 4 thumbs up. If you would, hit that thumbs up. Do it right now. It is free. Appreciate you guys very much. That would help out. if we can get up close to 50 likes in this stream, we'll do some card giveaways. Have a Brett Favre card and a John Randall card that we would give away in the fourth quarter if we can get up to close to that range. Happy New Year's to everybody. Hope everybody rang in the New Year's safe and had a fun time doing it. What's up, Stuart? Says Hoya! Appreciate you popping in, Stuart. Hope you're doing well. As we are on this commercial break. Can I get a Hoya? All right, so now we're back.
Great job. Watch this whole right side of the line. They've got to get over there. So when you talk about a center having to do his job, well, you just saw Myers seal that edge, and then you're able to get out.
So first down run there by Aaron Jones. Right now, this Packers team looking pretty good on the ground. 2 rushes, 20 yards for Aaron Jones. 2-back system here. Twins to the left, single receiver to the right. No tight end set. Fakes the inside handoff, pitches it out to Aaron Jones, and he'll get a gain of about 7.
To the arms of Slayton. We've got an update. Let's go to the New York.
Seattle still with a shot. Geno starting strong.
Let Geno cook right here. He finds Tyler maybe.
And I think I wanted to bet on Seattle, and I didn't. Dadgummit. Why did I not do that?
Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson.
Oh, instead I took
Thank you.
the 49ers and the Vikings. Need the 49ers kind of get going. 2nd and 1. They now bring in a couple tight ends under center, single back. And a little inside zone to Jones, and got pushed back initially, and he will be tackled at the line of scrimmage.
You saw that Jets update. The Jets need to win and need some help on top of it, with New England winning earlier today against Miami. Now New England goes into Week 18 controlling its destiny. We'll be playing at Buffalo in Week 18.
That's not where you want to go to get in. Remember, last year, Buffalo, they didn't punt.
That's exactly right.
3rd and 1. They come out with a trips bunch tight to the right. Single receiver is Watson to the left. Now Lazard will motion over tight in a wing position to the left. And pitches it outside to Dillon. He makes one guy miss and lowers his shoulder, but will get tackled at the line of scrimmage. Strung out well. Shelley, defensive back, in on the tackle. And now bring up 4th and 1.
Yeah, and this is where everyone's going to be like 3rd and 1. And it's just a great job of making him extend out. by Smith on that play, and that's the thing. Ooh, here we go. You said it. They're going for it.
So Packers are going to go for this on 4th and 1 across midfield.
Last time they played on 3rd and short, 4th and short, like we talked about, maybe a timeout.
And might get a timeout here by the Packers. 4 seconds left, 3, 2, and they do call the timeout.
23-7. Timeout called by Green Bay. We showed you what's at stake for Green Bay and what they must do. Now for Coach O'Connell and the Vikings, they've already clinched the division. That's been in the safe for a couple of weeks, but they could finish as high as a 1 seed.
It's realistic now. Like, truly, they win today. I mean, everyone thinks Philly was just going to win. They've lost 2 games in a row, and I know they didn't have their quarterback, but there's no guarantee he's back next week. They've played that close to the vest, right? Okay, are we resting him a little bit? Is it, would he play if it was a playoff game?
PXH, a little frustrated with the NFL.
And that 2 seed, you talked about it. The 2 seed's almost been undervalued.
Yeah, they're trying to hold off the 49ers from the 2.
You can't go into Philly and go into San Francisco, right?
So 4th and 1, Lazard will motion over
Dallas, all these scenarios.
into sniffer set
4th and 1. Here we go.
and play action. Rodgers with pressure right at his face, and he will go down. The ball is fumbled. Vikings will pick it up, and then Rodgers trips them up. So now it is the Vikings ball. I thought the Vikings might have got away with a face mask on Rodgers, but there is no flag. And the Vikings will take over. And Rodgers lucky that he was able to trip up Hicks, so that might have got returned for a touchdown. Right there, got away with a face mask. I think actually Rodgers is down, but it's not going to be a huge difference.
The quarterback is down by contact at the 45-yard line.
So they're going to check to see if he was down.
That's only a difference of a couple yards there. The Vikings will take over, as that was a 4th and 1. They got a lot of interior pressure there on Rodgers. He tried to flush, get out of the pocket, couldn't get there. But like say, Vikings lucky to get away with a face mask. Would have been incidental, but nonetheless, lucky they missed that call.
They ruled that was not a fumble. They ruled that he was down. It goes in the books as a 16-yard sack.
So the Vikings take over at the Packers 45. Play action to start. Cousins in the pocket. Checks it down to Hawkinson, and he dropped it.
They say incomplete. Hawkinson never had a chance to make the football.
Right now, so far, Cousins, nothing going down the field early in this one.
Reasons why Green Bay, I think, has a chance to keep going. Walker, watch him. He's just sitting back, eyes on the quarterback.
Hawkinson's got to catch that and keep it.
Their first-round pick. Go ahead and watch right here. Walker's going to come flying in from this side right there. And that's where they took advantage of him in the first game. He was a little late to things.
2-by-2 set. Back is offset to the left. Cousins in the pocket. Fires a comeback, a back shoulder ball to Jefferson, and he dropped it. And Alexander does a little gritty on Jefferson, and that's going to be exciting to watch for the rest of the game. Could that ignite Jefferson? So 3rd and 10. Cousins 0 for 6 so far in this game. Drops back, looking, fires, and he hits Hawkinson. Needed 10, got about 8. So now the decision, do they kick a long field goal or do they go for it? I think they go for this.
They do. They're just keeping the offense out there.
Yeah, I like that's right in that situation. Go ahead and run that and pause it right here. Right now, Cousins is trying to see if he can get this in cut, but the safety's going to come down. So now that
I think they should go for this.
good job finding someone
It looks like they will.
and that's why someone else is going to have to step up on key down.
4th and 3, ball at the 37 of Green Bay. Jefferson will motion from left to right in the slot. Cousins looking, fires, and Tipped up and intercepted. 30, 40, 45, 50. Makes the guy miss. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. That is a pick six by Savage for the Green Bay Packers. Cousins fires this one to Hawkinson, and it gets him right in the chest, but pops up. And the Packers are able to pick it off, and then no one was able to tackle him. Hawkinson not having a good day to start, that is for sure. Wow. I did not think he had a chance to return that one in this game. It's crazy right now. Green Bay, pending the extra point, going to be off to a 14-3 lead.
A couple of games ago, but played an important role last week. Started to see more snaps again.
Blazed Radio. What's up, Blazed Radio? Appreciate you. Happy New Year's to you and your family as well. It is the Packers on a kick return for a touchdown and a pick six return for a touchdown. Now up 14-3. Yeah, Happy New Year's to you and your family, Blaze Radio. Appreciate you very much, buddy. Hopefully 2023 is a good one for all of us. Packers on some big plays, making it happen. Don't forget, guys, as you are popping in the chat, hit that thumbs up. Let us know who you're rooting for today, or let us know who you are betting on. I may have taken the Vikings on the money line, and that's not looking too good. Told myself to bet on the Seahawks, and for some reason I forgot, so I'm not happy about that. I took the 49ers also minus 9.5. And freaking, I don't know what's going on over there. But the Raiders with their backup quarterback only find themselves down 14-10, and they're driving on the 49ers once again. All right, so it looks like we are coming back from commercial.
In 1961, first year of the Vikings franchise, the coaches were Norm Van Brocklin and Vince Lombardi. The quarterbacks, Fran Tarkenton and Bart Starr. Wow, any legends in that? Oh, my goodness.
All right, see if this Vikings offense can get going. The return is out to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, and will be brought down at the 38.
39-yard run back. How about Green Bay as the first team since the Bucks of 07?
Mute that. So far, this Packers defense has gotten to Minnesota, and they have struggled to get anything going. I believe Kirk Cousins is 1 for 7. Let's see this. Cousins 1 for 8 for 8 yards and an interception for a touchdown. First and 10. Cousins comes out under center. 2 tight ends set to the right. Receivers are snug. Inside handoff. Cooks. And nothing cooking there. 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
The last 3 games, held teams under 21 points. I've talked about the turnovers, but truly, this defense is rounding into form.
You were talking about the importance of the center position. They've got a new right tackle, and we saw Brian O'Neill was slow to get up on that pass play. Led to the interception. O'Neill was out. Udo has come in. So now they're down 2 of their 5.
2nd and 11. Empty formation. Trips left, twins right. Cook being one of those to the right. Cousins tries to check it down, but Jefferson went the other way. Another incompletion. 1 of 9 for Cousins.
Without their backup center, Austin Schlottman, who is out in the locker room with an ankle injury, and now their right tackle, Brian O'Neill. He has a calf injury. He's in the blue tent, and he's questionable to return.
Wow, that's, I bet, Tracy.
Lance Jones is in the chat, says, let's come on, Vikings. Let's get a skull chant going. Skull, skull, skull. What's up, Lance? Appreciate you very much for joining. 3rd and 11 for the Vikings. Cousins in the pocket, feels pressure. Still no one there. Still time. Now tries to take off and run, and he's got the first down to the 45. Great patience there by Cousins. And eventually just everything clears out, and he's able to pick up enough for the first down and some.
To do a lot, since the running game hasn't been showing up weekly, he just has made great decisions, and he's actually kept his team in games, and then he has that ability.
Showing the wheels there for Kirk Cousins. Now 1st and 10. Back under center. A tight bunch set to the right. Jefferson to the left. Now Thielen motions left. Play action. Sets up a running back screen. Gets it to the 45, 40, 35, 30, and will be slid down for a first down. And now Cousins. 2 for 10 for 24 yards.
You talk about it. Good job. Look at this. It looks like it's a play action. Back up out of there. Nope, it's a screen. And that's what you talked about. Wes Phillips, one of the rising stars in our game.
1st and 10.
That 19-yard run by Cousins 2 plays ago, his longest scramble of the season.
Inside handoff. Cooks able to get a little bit of progress there and get a gain of about 5.
But it's a gain of about 4.
This is where
Wes Phillips. Second now time we've seen the cart put into action. I mean, you're talking about.
That's 3 now because they're starting center. You're back up, and now O'Neill.
Yeah.
You're really 4 guys deep now.
Way it's going, they might have to charge up that cart a little bit.
Cousins takes the snap on 2nd and 6, and that gets tipped at the line of scrimmage, trying to get it to Jefferson on a quick slant.
Well, I think this might have been intercepted. It actually gets tipped, but Alexander's doing an outstanding job, and nobody can guard Jefferson. Watch the left side of your screen. It's going to come right into view, and it's just a simple slant. And if that thing wasn't, that ball was going to be the back shoulder. Look at that jam.
Wow, Alexander being very physical at the line of scrimmage of Jefferson.
It wasn't there, that's for sure. Slayton deflected it.
3rd and 6. Jefferson still without a catch so far.
Jefferson, I go over there and guard him. So far, he's winning this matchup. That's why he's doing the griddle.
Not quite. Lose the L. The gritty.
Is that going to be a false start on Justin Jefferson?
Check the flag on a 3rd and 6.
Or a lineman?
Well, we talked about the snap count. You want to know how hard that is to get everyone on the same page when you're on your 3rd center?
Prior to the false start, delay of game.
It's going to be just a delay of game.
Number 8, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
It has not been a good start
This is the snap count. Come on.
for the Vikings so far.
He's not saying good job, guys. Good job. Good job. No, he's saying snap the ball. So that was the snap count there was 15 claps. On the 15th, you snap it. He just waited to the 16th.
Now push back to the 29.
3rd and 11 now. Empty set. Quads left. Hawkinson to the right.
Starting out with 4
Cousins fires, just kind of checks it down to Cook, and that is nowhere going. It's just a gain of 1. This Packers defense is feeling it right now. And now the Vikings will have to settle for a field goal.
The adjustments that Joe Barry's made right here. Kirk Cousins, before these guys wouldn't be looking at him. Now everyone has eyes on him. So now you can all rally to the ball and keep the cup, keep the player basically inside that little circle and don't let him get out. Outstanding technique.
46-yard attempt. We're hearing O'Neal is officially out for the rest of the game. Jordan Schroeder, who's out.
Field goal on its way. He missed it. Jeez. What's up, Joe? Joe says, let's go. This is what I do because I don't have cable. Well, appreciate you, Joe, for joining us as we are going to a commercial break. Vikings missing that field goal, and the Packers still up 14-3. And it has been a tough go for the Vikings so far. Let's look at the box score and see how things have shaken up so far. Cousins, 3 of 12, 25 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 pick that got returned for like a 60-yard pick 6. Cousins at one point was 0 for 7. Aaron Rodgers just 1 for 2 for 1 yard. Been sacked 1 time for 16 yards. Rushing, Kirk Cousins 2 for 19. Dalvin Cook 6 for 8. They have nothing going right now on the run game, as Dalvin Cook is only averaging 1.3 yards per carry. Aaron Jones 4 carries for 29 yards. A.J. Dillon only 1 carry for 0. Dalvin Cook 2 catches for 17. Hockenson 1 for 8. Aaron Jones is the only one who has a receiving reception for the Packers, as he has 1 catch for 1 yard. So you're asking, where are the points coming from? Is coming from a kickoff return for a touchdown and a pick 6 for the Packers. Vikings got started off pretty decent in this game. After blocking the first punt for the Packers, had 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. They end up settling for a field goal after that possession. So it was up 3-0. Packers then able to return the ensuing kickoff for a touchdown. And then since then, the next drive got a pick 6 on Kirk Cousins, and the Packers will now take back over with a 14-3 lead. Yeah, Packers are getting after him, Carver family. Joe says, I hope this isn't the 1-score game we lose. He says, Vikings will light it up. I have faith. They got to figure out some answers on offense. They're going to have to do some adjustments. They are struggling right now, Joe, as they have 3 linemen who have already been taken out of this game. So not very good. Coach Allen, Hall of Fame member, pops in the chat. Skull. Packers, 1st and 10, empty formation for Rodgers. Double clutches, now fires incomplete. Frankie popped in the chat, says, let's go Packers. He likes what he is seeing.
Points on the board. How about that oddity? Inside the NFL, the show. The Pros Watch Tuesday, streaming exclusively on.
Guys, if you would, hit that thumbs up as you pop in. If we get close to 50 thumbs up, we will be giving away 2 cards. We have a Brett Favre card and a John Randall card. But we got to get close to 50 thumbs up. So if you would, hit that thumbs up, share us out, help us grow, and we'll be giving those cards out in the 4th quarter if we can get close. Rodgers now 2nd and 10. 2 tight ends set to the right. Passing on this play. Rodgers takes a deep shot to the left, and he's got Watson, who had a step but is overthrown. Watson saying that he was held, but no flag. MJ popped in the house, says Minnesota are playing flat. Yes, they are, MJ. I think you got to give a lot of props to Green Bay. They have came out with high energy on the defensive side of the ball. Alexander and Jefferson matchup has been a fun one to watch. Tristan has popped in the chat, says hi. What's up, Tristan?
Biggest reasons for this turnaround. I mean, really, the production he's had has been why this team can win.
3rd and 10 for the Packers. Can Vikings get them on a 3-and-out? Quick out route throws there to Lazard. Picks up a gain of 15 on a first down. I'm doing good, Tristan. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year's to everybody in the chat.
You know, been that security blanket, I would say, and this is why it's like, okay, Lazard is playing really good football. He's great, by the way. He's one of the best blocking wide receivers in the NFL. He does all the dirty work. And he
Reminder, guys, we will be live tomorrow night. Bengals and the Bills, a heck of a matchup. That's going to be fun to watch. We will be live for that one. 1st and 10 now for the Packers at the 50.
75% of the Lazard's catches this year have gone for the first down or a touchdown.
Inside handoff, Dylan, and he gets 4.
Emerged here late in the year. You're talking about Lazard.
Hey, Tristan, my man, says, hey, I'm going to sub because why not? That's the attitude that we need to have in 2023. Tristan, appreciate you very much. And I think you will like what you see, and hopefully we see you around for multiple streams. Appreciate you very much. PXH in the house says, Happy New Year's. Great channel, by the way. Appreciate you very much, PXH. Fakes the end around. Rodgers takes the deep shot to the left for Watson, who has a step, and that one is broken up. No flags on the field. Shelley was able to get back into phase, looked back for the ball, and I think that's going to help him not get a PI there. He does look back for the ball, holding Watson's shoulder a little bit there, as that is the end of the first quarter. That is a big pass breakup, and I believe, let's see here, I believe it's going to be, where are we at here? So it is, as we go into the end of the first quarter, if my crap would load, I think it's going to be 3rd down, if I'm not mistaken, for the Packers. Yeah, it'll be a 3rd and 6. Appreciate you very much, Joe. Says he's going to sub. It all depends on if y'all have your security up on public or private, but we do have a sub animation. But if y'all don't have it, I appreciate you very much. Shake up, Blake! Big shout out to you guys for subscribing. Welcome to the team and welcome to the fam. Like I say, 21 people in the house. If you would, hit the thumbs up. If we can get close to 50 likes, we'll give a couple cards away at the end of the stream. Got a John Randall, if I can get the glare to go away, but a John Randall card, and then a first ballot Hall of Fame Brett Favre card. So if we can get close to 50, we will give those away in the 4th quarter. Commercial break into the first. Packers up 14-3 on the Vikings. We are just a couple subs away from a new number change, as we are at 2,398. So that one should be ticking over pretty soon to 6,400. That's awesome. All right, so we're back. So my fault, guys. Looks like we missed that play. But Lazard on a quick slant for the first down. So the Packers are able to extend this drive. Play action, Rodgers checks it down to his tight end for a gain of about 3, maybe 4. DeGuara on the catch.
Jim, it's excellent Eckler.
That's right, JB. Check this out. This is just a simple dive down the middle, but Austin Eckler finds the gap, and he is off to the races. 72 yards for the touchdown. This is
Eckler, big run there for a touchdown.
2 in this game. Chargers lead 14-3.
Back to Jim Nance.
Actually, should have muted that.
The same Rams team we saw on Christmas Day, but the Chargers looking good late in the year.
Oh, I think the Chargers sneakily could win the Super Bowl. I'll tell you one second.
Inside handoff, Jones. Good little A-gap cut there. Finds the first down. Gain of about 10 and a first down.
2 weeks when Bosa and Mack were both healthy, you're able to
Aaron Jones, 5 rushes, 38 yards.
like today, you keep eyes on the quarterback, be softer, and still get to the quarterback without having to apply pressure. And I'll tell you right now, if he gets to full strength, and he plays, and nothing else happens, you don't want to see the Chargers.
Come on, 49ers.
And they've got an unbelievably formidable edge, 2 guys that are going to rival anyone else in the league. Now, obviously, there's top-heavy teams that are incredible. They'll have to play great to win, but they could.
Save the tape, folks. You heard it here.
Toss to the outside, Aaron Jones, and he's got room, and he'll pick up a gain of about 6 or 7.
There's Lazard, by the way, to back up your point with a great block to help him pick up that yardage.
Well, this is when you get Mercedes Lewis, 89 right there, and then you see 13 Lazard right there. Those 2 guys, they're so, unique in that they're so physical and they really like blocking. It's almost like they're putting 2 good guards next to each other so you can go ahead and get holes, and that's why they're outside running.
Brayton says, a baby, congrats. Appreciate you very much, Brayton.
50th career game. Big part of the offense last week.
Yes, they do, Joe. Yes, they do. I took the Vikings on the money line. That is looking stupid at this moment. Jones, a big run here as he will scamper down to close to the 6.
And this is where, Green Bay might have the best ability this
Don't think she'll be a Florida fan, Brayton. I'm just going to try everything I can to make her not a Tennessee fan.
issues, in the pass game, and this is going to serve them so well in January. This is all the years they've had always the ability to throw it, but if they can run the ball and play defense, Jim, like they've done recently.
Allen comes in with the go Vols.
Jones just went over on this drive, 1,000 yards rushing.
2 tight ends set to the right. Lazard and Watson to the left.
End zone the last 5 games.
Inside handoff, Dillon will get a gain of about 3 after the push.
Played it out.
That's huge, though. The difference between getting stopped for 1 or 3 or 4 there is like you can come back and run it, whereas when you got 5 or 6 yards, you're not gonna. The defense knows that.
How about you get late in the season?
Yeah, Vikings gotten used to a little bit of some late game comebacks.
I mean, the biggest thing is early in the year, Dillon and Jones.
Hey, McCaffrey already 12 carries, 79 yards.
Give the ball to Rodgers, right? But the only way you get better at running it is to run it. So you've got to practice it, and you've got to do it in the games because it's so hard now. You're not.
Stidham, 10 of 13 for 141 and a touchdown. Pretty good start for Stidham over there for the Raiders. Just pitches it to Dillon, and Dillon falls forward for a gain of 2 after it looked like it was going to be no gain.
He was released cap move after last season by Green Bay, and he was injured with a back most of last year. Played only 1 regular season game, 1 post-season game, but he's been quite a boost for this Vikings defense.
This drive, 6 rushes, 6 passes, 61 yards, 6.5 minutes off the clock. 3rd and goal. 10 minutes left to go in the half. I did, Brayton. Crazy. Trips right, closed on the backside. Play action now. Quick slant for Lazard is off the mark. It'll bring up 4th and goal. Rodgers just missed him there. I think if you're Packers, you got to kick the field goal.
Right here. is why Rodgers
Yeah, brutal.
throw it right at him.
Brayton,
Sometimes that happens.
brutal.
Aaron could see it and
So the
feel it.
Packers offense is staying on the field.
Going for it from
4th and goal from the 4.
It was one of
Instead
those
of going up 14,
you're trying to get someone to all of a sudden have 12 guys in the
they want to try to add more. Or do they just try to get them off sides? Still 4th and goal. That doesn't really do much. Yeah, they're just trying to draw them off sides. That's it.
no need to take a
Take the delay.
timeout that close.
Take the delay. It doesn't
Yep,
change
doesn't
anything.
change anything.
So delay of game. They will be backed up, and the Packers
Does it change anything to kick it from the 4 or the 9?
will
Kicker, the 3
come
or the
out
8?
to kick that field goal.
No, so the idea is try and get them off sides.
Joe says, here's hoping this is the turning point.
Harrison Smith and Aaron Rodgers just
Yeah, I mean, it's still a win for the Vikings that they were able to hold them there and not allow them to get in the end zone. But at some point, this Vikings offense is going to have to figure some things out and get going, especially without any sort of run game. 26-yard field goal attempt is easily good. Packers extending their lead 17-3. And the Raiders scored a touchdown. Dadgummit, 49ers, what are y'all doing? Yeah, they took the delay of game on purpose. First time since 2016 the Giants are headed to the postseason. What's the record there, Joe? How much more does he need? .200 yards this game. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what's the total yards. In single season, Calvin Johnson with 1,964. Justin Jefferson 1,756, I believe, is what he had coming into this game. So he's close. He's got a chance. He's creeping up as he just passed Charlie Hennigan and Michael Thomas. Marvin Harrison is now 10th. He's closing in on it. He has 0 today.
go to about the 2. Mark it just short of the 30. Earlier during the holidays, Adrian Amos.
Doesn't he really need to hit 2K? It's just 1,964. But yeah, that would be pretty cool if he did hit 2K. Cooper Kupp in 2021 last year, 1,947. Came very close to hitting it.
By Adrian. This secondary
What's up, Alyssa? Says I am subscribed. Appreciate you very much, Alyssa.
basically nothing. Cousins 3 out of 12, 25 yards. Jefferson
Cousins on a rough day so far, 3 for 12. See if he can get going. 2 tight end set under center. Twins to the left. Inside handoff. Cook gets some space and will get a gain of about 9.
Lamarck, probably just short. We got another update. Love it.
We've got another update. I'm going to have to mute that just for the music, but Jared Stidham with another touchdown pass for the Raiders to Devontae Adams. Raiders now up 17-14 on the 49ers. That pisses me off. May have took the 49ers minus 9.5. That's a halftime score, so they are down. I'm not a Roblox player, Alyssa. Inside handoff. Cook somehow escaped there to pick up a gain of about 3 and a first down.
And that matchup has been something to watch.
No, Brayton, it was not a good idea. Yeah, no, I've never played Roblox.
Part of the act for Jefferson.
So 1st and 10. Hawkinson motions left to right. And there's a false start. And everybody moved except for the center. So their backup center just refused to snap it.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
So what happens is Kenny Clark gets off the ball quickly. He always does. He always has against Minnesota. They know that. So they have all these cadences and silent counts and all these different things. Well, if I'm the coach right now for the Vikings, I'm saying, Cousins, stop it. Just go on one.
Now 1st and 15.
Go on 2, but nothing. I don't need the 6 different cadences that we have. We're on the 3rd string center.
3rd string center.
Plays on the road.
There's Reed from Minnesota State.
It's the snap. In trouble. Now fires and checks it down to Osborne, but there is some flags. That was just a gain of 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, that'll be a hold on 72 Cleveland for the Vikings. You can see that one pretty quickly. And this
Holding, number 72.
Holding on the Vikings. This one's going to come back.
10-yard penalty, first down.
And the Vikings are going in the wrong direction.
Alexander and Justin Jefferson down here on this sideline. Definite frustration by Jefferson as he
We really don't play much games anymore on the channel there, Alyssa. And Madden kind of sucks. Used to be good. 1st and 25 for the Vikings. Don't spam the chat, Alyssa. Carr checks it down to Hawkinson, and he will pick up a chunk of that back. And now bring up a second and long.
Douglas has done a great job on Hawkinson, but the Packers, they give up tight ends. Throughout the whole year, tight ends have had, kind of their way with them, and that's been
2nd and 13.
Give you the formula. These 2 teams have to win 12 yards to Hawkinson.
Fires middle, and Hawkinson once again. He'll pick up a big chunk of that, and he'll bring up a 3rd and short now. So good job there by the Vikings.
13 catches. He had 52 catches in 8 games as a Viking coming in here. And you said it. You probably have to consider him the second option.
Oh, yeah.
Since he's been here.
His 8 games since he's been there, he's got beating all the tight ends in the league and everything except Kelsey, right? No, but you see right there.
3rd and 4.
No catches.
And and he snapped it after the quarterback turned around, but they called a timeout. Boy, they are having some issues with the center. Brayton says he plays YouTube. Alyssa, I played a little bit of Madden, but what I do kind of lately is I've been playing Call of Duty or maybe a little bit of Red Dead, but we don't play on the channel. Brayton says he plays YouTube. It's very accurate. That or nap. So a quick commercial break is now over. And we're back.
this is why communication is so big in the National Football League, right? The center communicates to the guard and the tackle. And the
3rd and 4, 6:27 left to play in the first half.
I think this snap count right here isn't going to be too crazy. Lift your leg up or put your hand down. On one.
Snaps it, quick throw, and he's got Osborne, and he is picked up and slammed. But that is a gain of a 5, and that is going to be a penalty. That's going to be unnecessary roughness. And add 15. They picked him up and threw him down like they were in the WWE.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 7. Defense, 15.
Packers fans don't like that.
So you go from battling for a first down to, with the penalty, taking it down somewhere around the 32, just trying to tear them apart.
Yeah, you can't body slam. So it's basically that second part. They want to protect him once they're going down. You can't push your weight and do everything. It's just unnecessary roughness, but I think they call it like burp and slam or something. It's a cool little term, but that's, you see the physical nature of
So that now puts the Vikings all the way at the 32 of the Packers. So Vikings need to find a way to get in the end zone and get their momentum going. Empty formation. That one's tipped up and intercepted. Cousins, his pass got tipped up and it is picked off.
I can't give enough credit.
Wow.
What Joe Barry's done in putting eyes on the quarterback when there's a tip ball or when a ball's.
They have gotten a few tips at the line of scrimmage, trying to fit this one, honestly, to Jefferson, I believe. Jefferson fell down. He got tipped up and intercepted. Cousins is having one of his worst games so far. Cousins, 6 of 16, 52 yards, and 2 interceptions in this one. Just when you thought the Vikings were starting to get some things kind of going, chance to put some more points on the board, and then that happens. Guys, as y'all are popping in, we got 40 people in the house, only 16 thumbs up. Hit those thumbs up. If we get close to 50, we'll give a couple cards away. It's not good, Joe. It's not good. They can still be in this game. They do not need to let the Packers score any points in this drive, especially a touchdown.
Sponsor of the NFL.
One yards on the 2 picks in return yardage. And Justin Jefferson, Tracy just sent up word, is changing his cleats. You saw him slip on that last pass play. Again, still without a reception.
Packers ball on their own 40. Appreciate that, Brayton. I'm liking them. I think it's interesting to see how, everybody out there reacts to different things.
There's a little frustration here as you watch it. Jefferson.
And then Jefferson's so mad. Oh, elbow right to the back of the ref. He did not like that one. Watch. Accidental. Ooh.
It's a good thing he put on the brakes.
It's a good thing he wasn't looking at it because that would have been a penalty. But that's frustration can happen. Everyone's a great competitor. We got to keep your composure, and that's two things there, right? One, you go out there, you slip, so you give up an interception a little bit. Second one, then is you go. And the guy pushes
2nd and 4. Dillon motions out. They hand it off to Jones, and Jones stopped just shy of the first down. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Granted, that was at U.S. Bank Stadium indoors, perfect conditions. It was 9 for 184 and 2 touchdowns. He scored a touchdown on the first possession for the Vikings season.
Yeah, but almost all the big plays, Alexander was not a part of any of those.
It's a different scheme.
Different. And Alexander is living up to the offseason. At the time, he had the richest contract at his position in NFL history. He's lived up to it. Alexander is showing you, when you pay people a lot of money.
3rd and 1.
Sometimes
They've got a fullback there, just pitches it to the outside. Jones gets a crease, 40, 35, 30. Pushed out of bounds near the 20, and that's a big first down.
help with that. Outstanding play call. And go ahead and watch this left side. You're going to see right there, right here, these guys are going to get to the edge.
Do they go with a little pin and pull action? No, not really. Just all reaching across the board. They get the fullback, the tight end, leading the way.
Quick to tell us when we spoke with him this week.
Jones now off the field.
Been less than 100% for the last month, battling ankle and
Packers, 103 rushing yards.
he's got 9 carries.
Vikings only like 30.
And this is how you're going to win in the postseason.
Little inside zone. Dillon tries to bounce it to the outside, and he'll fight for a gain about 1. There is a flag. This one's probably coming back.
Check the marker.
Holding. Number 76. Offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
John Runyon at the Verizon halftime report coming up with JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Cower, all the latest scores and highlights coming up on the Verizon halftime report. Well, you had a very reflective Aaron Rodgers in our meeting with him this week.
3:45
He was
left to
just
play in the first half.
talking about how, humility in your life, sometimes it can, really help you. You realize how thankful you are for the whole journey. But he cited that Runyon was one of the most consistent players.
I'm going to keep that one off the feed, Lance. That was a little bit vulgar. Quick throw to Cobb. That is completed down to the 20. He'll pick up a chunk of that back.
Shelley, who's scrappy's come on, very competitive. We talked about him earlier.
Really good job there by Rodgers waiting for that second window to open up. He didn't throw it too early. Used his eyes to get one of those backers to fly out. Then he hits him in the second window.
Yeah.
2nd and 11. Rodgers 5 of 10 for just 37 yards.
Yeah, 10 is the tie for the most ever. 8 fourth-quarter comeback wins, most all-time. 4 wins after trailing by 10 points in the fourth quarter. That's
crazy.
So they're not out of it, but
2nd and 11.
Double clutch. Rodgers in trouble. Now will take a shot down the field. Wide open is the tight end, Tunyon, for 6.
well, when I said it was a big possession, this is getting away from you. The time up front, give the O-line credit. They just shut
His
down.
second receiving touchdown this season. His first since week 4.
Just an outstanding job.
And the Packers
Here's Tunyon.
are fighting for the playoffs.
I'm going to pause it here. Right there. He's now reset the pocket. and
Yeah,
there
he's
is
just
the
open.
top. And at that point, looking left, you can't go all the way.
I'm shocked by this score. I wouldn't be shocked like if the Packers won. I was just figured this would be a close game and the Vikings would put up a lot more of an effort. But when you turn the ball over and you give up special teams touchdowns, this is what can happen. 24-3 is the score. No worries, Lance. 24-3 is the score right now. Packers feeling it. Vikings got an uphill climb once again. We just got a number change up to 6,400. Appreciate you guys very much. Yikes. Not good for the Vikings. Joe says after 33-0 at half, nothing is impossible. I would agree with that. You don't want to live there, though. Lance says we ain't going to do crap in the playoffs if we play like this. They are struggling right now, and it's because of a lack of a run game. And I like Cousins, and I like what this passing game can do for the Minnesota Vikings. But if you don't have a run game to at least keep teams honest, it's tough. And they're now getting pressure at Kirk Cousins because you have issues on the offensive line. Right now, it's just Vikings are not good right now, and that's worrisome for sure. He returns it out to about the 22.
So many big plays and miscues.
Yeah, that's not good neither, Joe. I'm a Titans fan myself, so it is not much better for the Tennessee Titans, I'll say that. All right, so Vikings desperately need to get going as the Eagles did lose today, so they still have a chance at the 1 seed. Quick little bubble route to Osborne. He's able to pick up a gain of about 11. It's very disappointing for the Vikings to come out this way after still having an opportunity to get the 1 seed. If they can find a way to put up 7 before the half and make it a 14-point game. Picking up the tempo a little bit. Cousins checks it down to Cook, and he just drops it. Those are the little things right there that really add and just start to chip away at the confidence levels, and it just builds frustration. You can't drop the easy ones.
Eyes come off the ball, and that's really trying to turn and run before you got control of it.
Can't drop the easy ones.
2:06 to go. Second quarter.
Very different defenses. One defends the pass great. Green Bay doing better and better. The other one last.
Inside handoff. Bounces to the outside. And we'll pick up a gain of about 5.
The 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning now. Cook is on the sideline getting looked at. I think it's something about one of his arms or shoulders potentially as we go to a commercial break. Just a reminder, guys, we will go on a quick break. We'll be on a break at halftime, then we'll come back. Y'all hang out with us, stay in the chat. Should be a good, hopefully it's a good second half. Hopefully it is. Hopefully the Vikings kind of get going a little bit. Joe says no Cook, no chance. He does not like their odds. They've got to find a way to get Justin Jefferson going right now. Alexander has had his way with Jefferson. It's incredible what he's been able to do. They got to find ways to get him the ball out in space and just kind of get some positive vibes going. All right, so we're back.
We're back at the 2-minute mark. Jefferson has not had a first half with at least 2 catches.
Third and 5.
So far today. 3rd and 5.
Cousins steps up, fires middle of the field, and he's got Osborne. And that's a big first down into Green Bay territory. Osborne having himself a pretty good day here so far. They have focused on Jefferson, and now Osborne is the one who's seeing the benefits. 3 catches for 33. Injured Packers, Reed on the field.
There's Jaron Reed, the former Chief, who is getting some assistance, stretching out his left leg. Matt LaFleur looking over with concern. Coming up again, the Verizon halftime report. JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, and the coach for all the scores and highlights, the latest playoff implications coming up on the Verizon halftime report. Plus, of course, the other late games with Seattle still up 17-6 as they start the third out in Seattle. San Francisco down a field goal to Las Vegas. This NFC playoff picture, and it has gotten all of a sudden exciting with Hurts out and the Eagles losing to the Cowboys last week, the Saints today. The 1 seed is still in place, so is that division in the NFC East. You got San Francisco again.
And San Francisco is losing right now. A lot of people not taking advantage of what they've got in front of them right now. Inside handoff.
The run by Addison, and he's got about 7.
Well, this is what teams have done to Green Bay, and they've got to shore this up. If they're going to end up, A, making it to the playoffs, but B,
1:30 left to play in the first half.
2-minute defense.
2nd and 2, a trip set to the left. Single receiver is Osborne to the right. Cousins in the pocket, fires, just checks it down to Hawkinson, and he will hold on to it after a big hit by Douglas, and good for a first down.
After the reception at first down, Douglas knows he might have had nothing but daylight.
That's a big-time throw, staying in the pocket.
If Douglas just got there a little bit quicker, it might have been a pick 6. 9 of 20 is Cousins. Still no catches for Jefferson. Just checks it down to Osborne, and he goes out of bounds for a gain of 5. Clearly bracketing Jefferson there, so he takes what the defense gives him with Osborne.
You got like 17 games, right? If you give up 8 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes to the other teams, it's like you should have the ball 8 of those at least. So it's like every time, and that's how Minnesota gets back in this game right now. Joe Barry deserves a ton of credit, though. He's done an outstanding job turning this thing around.
If Packers can get in the end zone here, we will have ourselves a game in the second half. Looks, and down goes Cousins. And that is a brutal sack. 46 seconds left to go. Vikings take a sack. Left tackle gets whipped by Hollins, and not good. Not good. Pretty good bull rush there by Hollins.
These interceptions, you got to remember, one of them was a tip ball. Another one, they were all over Cousins, and then right there, a sack. I mean, Green Bay is doing to Minnesota what Minnesota did to Green Bay in Week 1, just dominating the line of scrimmage.
45th time he's sacked on the season, first time today. But that brings it all the way back to the 39ers where they mark it. 3rd and 14 with 48 seconds.
Well, they're asking a lot because they're running game. Cousins been hit going into this game 125 times already, the most since it was a
3rd and 14.
So he's carrying this.
Now at this rate, they got to get half of this back just to have a long field goal attempt. Cousins sets up a running back screen, and he'll pick up just that, half of it. A quick timeout by the Vikings. Was that by the Vikings or Packers?
Do we go for this? Do we get points? You know, getting the points is huge.
I think you have to take the field goal.
Because you multiple.
And they will.
They're going to go for the points. They're going to go for the kick.
Yeah, I like that. I would probably kick it as well.
Vikings have already missed one field goal
Go for it, but
in this game.
you got to feel good going in here. Watch the bottom
Watch this contact
right
by
there.
Alexander.
Boom. That's just the,
Alexander right now is
you know,
completely
first step,
whipping
all of a sudden, the quick punch that surprises
Jefferson.
you. And that's been an issue I see today. Jefferson right now. Jefferson is having trouble with this surface, Jim. He's used to contorting his body and doing all these cool things, but he hasn't played outdoors since the Buffalo game in week November.
It's a long while ago.
Jefferson looks very frustrated. 50-yard field goal attempt from the right hash. Joseph's got to hit it.
Since he changed.
Snap, set, kick is on its way. It's leaking, and it is no good. Wow.
Can it get any worse for them, Jim?
Can't imagine. They've lost 2 offensive linemen.
Packers fans on their feet in Lambeau,
And an interception.
and the Vikings struggling mightily.
Has missed twice.
Boy, that it just pulled it.
With a chance.
He pushed the first one, pulled the second one.
You're not kidding, and everything on the line. I mean, we know Green Bay, and all of a sudden you sit there and you look up, and for a team who's had a ton of what people would think are breaks here,
That has got to be frustrating. 36 seconds left to go
going opposite. I mean,
in the half. We'll see if the Packers just push it or they just go to half.
penalized very much.
Karma for our joy of last week, Joe said.
Turnover margin, and they're great in the fourth quarter. But right now today, terrible turnover margin, terrible penalties.
If you're the Packers, you don't want to do something stupid. You've got all the momentum. Rodgers and hit as he throws, but it is completed to Allen Lazard.
Lazard.
And now here come the Packers hurrying up.
Hunter was the one who inflicted the hit on Rodgers.
Ball's at the 44.
Take your shot
Quick snap.
in the middle here and quick
Checks it down to the tight end, and he'll push forward. They gotta clock it. 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, clock. And so now the Packers, instead of the Vikings getting a field goal, the Packers have a chance to get a field goal to go up by 24.
Even though they brought
We'll take a halftime break. Y'all hang with us for the second half.
50 this year. Ahmed was trying kicks from about this range during pregame warm-ups, but they're going to stay with Mason. In fact, Tracy, quickly down to you.
I was watching Mason Crosby during pregame warm-ups. He did not try a kick this far in warm-ups, guys.
It's 56 yards.
Good one there, Chris.
Wow, 56.
56 to close out.
Snap, set, kick is on its way, and that kick is
Is it enough?
off the crossbar and in. When it's going your way, it's going your way, and right now that is the Packers. Hits the crossbar and doinks in. We are going to take a break. I'll see you guys for the second half. All right, guys, we're back. As the second half's getting ready to start, and the Vikings got a lot they got to do. IFL, what's up, my man? Appreciate you joining. Jacob FYH says Justin Jefferson playing. He is playing. He just has been shut down. So, not good. All right, so it looks like we're back.
All these things in the first half that add up to 27-3 now. Of course, finding out before kickoff they control their own destiny because the Redskins lost earlier today to the Browns. They went here, they beat Detroit next week, they would be in. I don't know, we know they've come back from 33 down, but this feels a little bit different right here.
I mean, I guess it does, but it's like they were down 33. This one feels like they can't come back, but that did too. Every game, they keep saying this. Now, this one does feel like they're not coming back, but this Vikings team is really resilient, and they do a great job of figuring things out as the game moves along, Jim. This coaching staff, I mean, they're going to figure something out. The problem is, a team right now has a guy who kind of can take Jefferson. He's taking him out of the game. I mean, a little bit emotionally, but also physically, and that's making it very difficult. Hawkinson, you got to run the ball, and this is going to be hard to come back.
There's a Jones kick. Tracy caught up with Matt LaFleur.
What a great first half. But first off, talk about the defense, and especially Jair and how he's been able to contain Justin Jefferson in that first half.
Titan Anderson Sports says Happy New Year's. What's up, Titan Anderson, man? Appreciate you very much. Happy New Year's to you and your family. Hope y'all had a fun time bringing in the new year, and hope you and your family had a great Christmas, man. I appreciate you very much for popping in. Hopefully the Titans can give us a dub and an AFC South championship. Inside handoff, Jones, and Jones will get a gain of about 6.
Aided by the loss by the Commanders of Washington. Let's look at these first half stats.
Joe says the Vikings always finds a way. We'll see if they can today.
This is why Green Bay is scary.
I did not mean for that to rhyme at all. It just kind of came out.
This one off and wins next week, and they get in. Everyone knows Rodgers, right? The young receivers have really come on. They figured out their identity, but they can run the ball, and they can stop teams from passing the ball.
Did a little bit of emotion, did a little A-gap pitch, and Jones is able to find the hole and get a gain of about 8 and a first down.
Again, he's been battling.
Nice little split zone toss.
Not today. There's a first down throw.
Quick throw to Watson, just off the mark.
Has been held without a catch.
Rodgers threw that one, just got away from him a little bit to the left.
Hip injury, and they wanted him to play because he could take the top off of the defense. Tried to connect with him a couple times on some hero throws, but not to be so far.
Well, he's their speed. He's their burner on the outside, and talk about the possession of Lazard and some of the other guys, but, you know, in the last 5 games, or before the Dolphin game, he had 7 touchdowns, and he hadn't really done anything all year. He had no production, really, and now you see, like you said, he has 2 other ones, and I just think that's the guy that teams are afraid of in man-to-man.
Rodgers, quick throw out to Jones, but that just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Take a look at the first half numbers. Of course, you know that
Vikings really need to find a way to
Touchdown.
get on and off the field here.
Aaron Rodgers so happy to have his left tackle back today, David Bakhtiari. They know that Zach Tom did a great job, the rookie out of Wake Forest, filling in for him.
What's up, Roblox channel and live says hi. What's up, Roblox? Appreciate you joining. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year's.
Well, the touchdown, the big play that he threw, he was one-on-one. Everyone else had a little help.
So a 3rd and 9. Can the Vikings get the Packers off the field?
8 seconds by himself.
Checking the play at the line of scrimmage is Aaron Rodgers. Steps up. He's going to take a deep shot to the right to Watson, but that one is overthrown, incomplete, and the Packers will have to
Something that's
punt the ball.
Peterson gets beat a little bit. The problem is Watson doesn't get his head around to see, and Aaron throws it a little bit wide. But Peterson isn't as fast as Watson. Almost no one is. I mean, he's clocked at 22 miles an hour just running on the field, which is, like my level speed only.
Yeah,
And otherwise, it's hard. But Peterson's done a great job this year. He knows the scheme. He's disguised his stuff well. But speed, no one's catching Watson.
I've seen number 9 at Dallas run at 22, but it was Turpin. Not Tony Romo.
Fields it at the 15. That is where he fair catches it, and that is where the Vikings will take back over. So the Vikings defense do the job to start the second half by getting the Packers off the field. We will now see what the Vikings can do with their first possession of the second half. They're going to have to score some points at will. Good news is for the Vikings that they have done that multiple times this year. Joe says it's funny how they praise Peterson and he is always the one lacking. Don't like the play of Peterson. Peterson's been in the league for quite some time. What a pro he's been, that's for sure. Let's see here. All right, so here we go. We are back from commercial break. First and 10 from their own 16. And Cook is back in, and he gets a gain of about 5.
6 right there. He's 9 for 27 today. All right, they've been through rough.
I'm going to mute that just for copyright. All right, so now we're back now. 2nd and 4, and we're going to get a stoppage of play.
Figure margins.
And false start. And the Vikings penalties continue to be an issue today. And they continue right in
That's why I always talk about, like, getting
the second half.
being at home or being on the road. It's such a difference. for the center. Well, he's a third-string center. All those cadences, like I told you, you got to just go on one. I don't care if they're getting off the ball good, but our guys got to know you can't give them 5 yards over and over again. And there's just been so many times today that's happened in a different way, and it's hurt them.
2nd and 9.
Quick little check down there to Osborne, and we'll bring up a 3rd and short.
We send it to the sidelines. Tracy.
Jim, speaking with Kevin O'Connell going into halftime, he mentioned it. Being down a couple of linemen has certainly hurt them, but it's just been poor execution. Sustaining drives, he said, is key. They want to run it, but they have to be patient. And in terms of Justin Jefferson, he said everything is just towards taking him away. He's been slipping a bit out there, but they need to just take those shots when they get a look.
The longest play, thank you, Trace, for the Vikings.
3rd and 3. Vikings desperately don't need a 3 and out.
3rd and 3.
They send 4. Cousins in the pocket, fires down the middle of the field. Hawkinson, he catches it, holds on to it, and completes it down to the 35 for a first down.
And move the chains with his 5th catch for 45 total.
Good job. Kirk Cousins looks to the right and then comes flying back across the field to Hawkinson, but that's the guy right there. 2 big stops early. Douglas, the one, created an interception. But I do think Savage, when he was on him, or got the interception, but I think that's the guy who you got to go to. That's where the Packers usually have a little bit of deficiency, tight ends. But the other one is, you got to just throw him the ball once, right? Just throw him a smoke route.
Play action. Cousins steps up. Is he trying to take a shot? He eventually comes back down underneath to Adam Thielen. He wanted a deep shot, wasn't there. He gets Thielen on a dig route, and that's good for about 13. You would like to see Thielen get involved more. He has just been a guy who's kind of been absent as well, along with Justin Jefferson.
So here's Jefferson. You're going to end up throwing to Thielen, but right there, don't run all the way over to the safety. Look at the quarterback. Cousins wants to throw it, and it's just late. It's a good job by Cousins coming all the way back and under. But Jefferson's got to help, too. Get your eyes around. That's where the opening was.
First catch for Thielen. Goes for 16.
Play action. Good block there by Cook. And Cousins takes off and is still running. Slides at the 30. A good gain of about 15 or 20.
And this one will go for 18.
18-yard rush. That was a really good block by Cooks. Nothing open. Cousins keeps his eyes down the field. And a good run there.
22 miles an hour of Watson or Romo, but definitely still.
But he's their leading rusher.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
He has Minnesota's 2 longest plays of the game. Both of his long rushes. First down at the Green Bay 30.
They're doing a little better on this drive, right? All those 4 or 5 yard runs.
Offset fullback, 2 wide receivers set to the left. Jefferson now motions to the right. They go with a little counter action, but there is a whistle and a stoppage of play.
Into the secondary.
A delay of game once again.
Coach O'Connell talked about it. Poor execution. Well, poor execution happens when someone doesn't know what they're doing, or you have to ask an extra question, or someone's breaking the huddle. That's like, hold on, what are we doing? And then now you sit there and you're behind, and then a delay game, and then a false start, and then you got to keep it simple. You have backups in, keep it simple, make it so your guys know.
It's a 98.1% chance of win probability rate right now for the Packers. 1st and 15. Ball's at the Packers 35. Underneath to Hawkinson. He will catch it and get a gain of about 6.
Plus 1 additional yard as Campbell brings down Hawkinson.
Got 22 likes, guys. If we can get to close to 50, we will give a couple cards away at the end of this stream. But I need you to hit those thumbs up.
Out there for your star receiver. At what point do you say, and I'm going to look in a different direction, or I really want to just give him his first catch on a...
Joe says we have to score here. Otherwise, it's pretty close
It's always easier said than done, right? You're going in.
to being done.
He's got off coverage. Okay.
2nd and 9. Ball's at the 29. Cousins down the middle, and there is Jefferson for his first catch and a gain of about 15 and a first down.
Exactly right, though. At this point, this is part of the reason.
What's up, Flamingo? I think the Packers are going to win this one.
1 through 3.
And what's up, NW? Something big has to happen.
Start a game, and then they're just really
Appreciate you guys for joining the stream.
way through the first 3 quarters, and then the 4th quarter happens, and now they're like number 1 in point differential, and it's like crazy how much they dominate there.
2-by-2 set. Cousins is under center. Now checking the play at the line of scrimmage.
Jefferson, and I think that's what happens.
Cousins has completed
Play action fake.
passes.
In the pocket. Throws to the end zone. Incomplete. Almost picked off. Tried to fit that one into Hawkinson.
That was a great job by Amos.
We'll bring up second down.
Times this perfectly come flying off. And
That was a close call.
Amos, you're ain't gonna score on us. Amos, good job.
$69 yards in 5.5 minutes. You got a 2nd and 10 at the 15.
So here we go. They did a good job. Now you got to formate Jefferson. Get him into spots where they don't know exactly how to defend.
2nd and 10. Cousins fumbles, and the Packers have the ball.
He got to the quarterback, popped the ball,
Wow.
and fell on the
Cousins now has his 3rd turnover on the game. He's got that ball loose, close to his hips, and they just swat at it and land right on it. And just when you think, once again, the Vikings are about to put some points on the board, they don't. What we got over here? Freaking Raiders up 24-21. Garbage. Well, I had a good morning as far as my bets. Not having a good in the afternoon games. If the Packers win the Lions game next Sunday, do they get into the playoffs? They will, Flamingo. To my understanding, that's what I feel like I've heard. If they win this game, and because the Commanders lost, the Packers just have to win out. That's going to be an interesting game, Lions versus Packers. Both teams playing really good right now. I'm guessing the Lions would get in too. Like, if they win, between that game, that might be a win and you're in. It does, Joe, but unfortunately with the Eagles losing today, it could have meant a lot for the Vikings. Vikings could have been right there with a chance to get the 1 seed. That means a lot. MW says, how is Cousins choking right now? He is not performing well in Lambeau, that is for sure. Joe says because he's Cousins. All right, so we're back, and the Packers will take back over.
back at Lambeau, which can go all the way back to 1960, the year before the Vikings played their first game in franchise history. 1960, they've been sold out every game here since, 363 consecutive.
Inside handoff, Dillon, and he'll get a gain of 2.
I think Jefferson, they've done a good job, lining certain things. But on the last play, that is Preston Smith, outside linebacker, almost a DN for them, against Jefferson. With either way, it's an option, right? Going or out. Cousins doesn't recognize it, and that's on Cousins on that one. You can't miss the leader in every statistical category at a wide receiver position when he's going against 91. Just the number alone, right? Preston Smith doesn't guard wide receivers, especially one of the top ones in the game.
2nd and 8.
Pitches it to Jones, and a lot of penetration in that backfield, and that's a loss of about 4. Right now, this Vikings defense, at least by the start of the second half, is playing very well, but they are not getting no help.
And that's what's happened today. All these little things like
Not getting any help from the offense.
Aaron is going to try and get the 12 guys Vikings have 10 guys. They don't even know it.
Trips to the right. Single receiver is a tight end to the left. Snugged.
Is it a 3-down line?
It's 10 on the field. Duke Shelley's looking over. Should we call timeout?
And Aaron's like, what should we do?
Wait, this
Come
one-
on, tell the Vikings. We got 10 guys. Somebody just run out there.
Somebody just
Somebody
jump
just
on
run.
the field.
Just start coming. One of you. You, come on.
11 on 10. Here you go. Randall Cobb.
And they pick up the first down.
Those are good odds.
Yeah, you're usually trying to get the odds in your favor. Well, having an actual extra guy than them.
Why didn't they call timeout? You could tell the defense.
So the Vikings only had 10 guys on the field. Oh my goodness.
I thought I saw Shelley a couple times look over to the sideline like wanted to call a timeout.
What happens is when you're on the sideline, you don't think it's your job necessarily, but someone's like, well, I think there's 10, but if you go yelling, we only got 10, and you're not the D coordinator or the head coach, you know what happens? And you run a guy out there and you get a penalty, that's on you. So you're like, I think there's 10 guys. So you're trying to say it, but the problem is no one counted. That should come from upstairs. They have guys up in a booth.
First and 10. Rogers looking for a little play action. Now throws. That gets tipped at the line of scrimmage, incomplete.
Headed toward Tunyon.
Because all those guys standing next to the position coach, you got linemen, linebackers. You want to save your timeouts, you're down a lot, fine. But you just run one of those, hey, get out there.
Harrison Phillips, former Buffalo Bill, got a paw on that one. So 2nd and 10 for Rodgers, who was thrown for 93 yards in this game.
Well, this is why I think they're dangerous. Honestly, I mean, I know that they haven't had to get down the field with Watson. See all the space, the speed. They're giving him credit now.
Rogers, quick throw to Watson. He breaks the tackle, and he will get just enough for the first down.
Able to spin out of a tackle attempt by Sullivan for 11.
And you see the last couple of weeks trying to figure something out on the defensive side. Ed Donatel switched it up, zone throughout all the year. And then that didn't work out very much, and they started blitzing and playing more man the last 2 weeks, and all of a sudden you sit there and you find that that didn't work great. And they gave up way too many yards to the Giants last week, and that's why I'm concerned about this Minnesota team. This was a big game for a lot of reasons, right? You could drop quickly, but they give up way too many yards, Jim, to make a run in the playoffs right now.
And as you said, the last in pass defense.
Toss to the outside. That's Jones, and he finds a crease and will get a gain of about 4 or 5.
Bounces off of it. First hit by Bynum. His NFC playoff picture is just such a fun day to see it change by every result. You got San Francisco in a fight right now.
If you lose, though, here, you go right there, right? So then you'll be at that 3 spot. Now, all of a sudden, let's pretend San Francisco and Philly went out. Minnesota losing this game. And San Francisco takes over that 2. That means you now have to go, most likely, play 2 road games. They know how tough that was. You know who we talked to about that?
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
And Coach O'Connell. Winning one of those is very difficult. 2, go.
2nd and 5.
Rogers steps up. Does he take off and run? Now he throws, and he's got a guy wide open to the 35. Alan Lazard, and another first down, Packers. No worries, Joe. Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate you subscribing.
Showed it off a little bit.
Have yourself a good New Year's. Sorry about your Vikings.
By the way, looking at that playoff picture, San Francisco is tied in the 4th with the Raiders. They could be blowing an opportunity to move up to the 2.
That's right.
If Minnesota loses. And you still have, consider this,
So many teams.
Philadelphia, Minnesota, San Francisco, and Dallas at this moment are all still in the chase for the 1 seed.
Oh, my goodness. I tell you right now, I think only the 1 or 2 seed is coming out of the NFC this year. I just think that the home field is so important.
Quick throw, slant. Another big first down and a gain of 11.
Romeo Dobbs.
Because there's about 4 teams, and Green Bay, I'm going to start to say, I'm going to throw them in the mix if they do this again next week, of a team you would want to play, because they can defend the pass, they can run the football now, and they're made a concerted effort to do it, and then still got Aaron Rodgers.
And they got Bakhtiari back, and some other things working favorably for them. Don't forget the year that they won the Super Bowl in 2010.
They went on the road.
And won all 3 to get to
things got
Dallas,
hot late.
where they beat Pittsburgh.
Receivers came out, all of a sudden people get healthy, whack, and here it is, the start of the Rodgers career in some ways. This would be quite that story from where they were coming from.
For 4 and 8.
Handoff. Dylan gets a gain of about 3.
And he's a guy that obviously thinks a lot of things through. Deep thinker is what people would say about him on his own team. But the story that would be written if you were to go from 4-8 and take it all the way to Arizona to the Super Bowl. I mean, hey, in this league, they come from that far down. Remember, they were 4-8. They were playing at Chicago, and they were down 9 in that game. And there was even some talk that maybe they should give Jordan Love a chance to play out the season. And as Aaron said, I want to keep playing as long as we still have a mathematical chance. They've gone from having a 1% chance, according to the analytics, to where now they control their own destiny. And they got a timeout here.
It's just amazing what can happen over
Timeout, Packers.
The history of the world is written every Monday after a Sunday game.
So we will go to a commercial break. The Packers are just cleaning the clock right now. That's already a little over a minute left to go in the third quarter. And the Vikings are really starting to just run out of time now. Really thought the Vikings would play better than what we are seeing today. All right, so now we're back. Inside handoff is Jones for a gain of about 3.
Touches today as far as rush attempts for 111 yards. He's caught another 2 balls.
Well, this is going to get him with 12 guys. Yep.
They got him. Actually, 14 guys, I think.
3rd and 4, and throws it to the end zone, incomplete, but there was a flag on the field. Free play for the Packers.
Doing that for years. And you sit there and he catches you. He almost got him earlier. He had to count it before when they only had 10. He's like, hold on. Everyone just wait. Give me a second. I got to count this. They only had 10.
Offside. Number 50. Defense. Penalties decline. 12 players on the field. Defense. That penalty is accepted. 5 yards. That yardage results in a first down.
So in the same drive, your defense has played one snap with 10 players and another one with at least 12. Yeah, we're technically still on the field,
so
right?
They got the same number of people played today.
It averages out to 11. Come on.
That's exactly right. Took me a while to get those numbers in.
5 pre-snap
This
penalties.
is just so abnormal for Minnesota.
Makes it another 1st and 10.
Penalties are really low turn the ball over.
for the Packers.
Everything that they've done well this year is going opposite today. So it's just one of those games. It happens, but it's concerning this late in the year. And if a team can just run it right at you and win other ways, that's hard.
Side handoff. A.J. Dillon lowering his shoulder and gets a gain of about 10 and a first down to about the 3.
He's going to have the first and goal for Green Bay, 2 yards out.
And you see that left side, Jenkins, 74 creating it, and Bakhtiari's same thing. And I think this is why, if you go to San Francisco, you have to run the ball, okay? You're going to have to do that. If San Francisco comes, to Minnesota, then it's one of those where you can get to the right place, do these things, and keep them off balance. It's just so much harder on the road to say we're going to go in and throw and win games.
But we're going to the 4th. Happy New Year, everybody.
End of the third quarter, this Packers team is just completely dominating the Vikings today. Still 27-3, but the Packers are about to put some more points on the board, it looks like. All right, so now we're back. Appreciate you very much, Contreras. New Year's has been good. Hope you and your family have had a great New Year's as well, buddy. Appreciate you very much. Little I formation here. Inside handoff, Dillon, and Dillon will keep his feet going, and he is in to the end zone for a touchdown. Packers rolling.
Rushing touchdowns in 5 games for A.J. Dillon.
And this is what we said early in the year when we had the Green Bay.
Look what they're orchestrating here.
Yeah, look at Rodgers. He's playing the air guitar. Wow. This is what you thought Green Bay was going to be, right? Coming into this year, having had 2 great seasons, just didn't quite finish in the end. But guess what? In that playoff run, teams ran the ball at you, and you weren't able to quite do it. Passing game falters. It's always a big player. If you can run the ball, you're going to win in the playoffs.
That extra point is good.
A 30-point margin.
34. Vikings 3. Carver family says, man, the Vikings awful today, and awful indeed. Trevor says, wow, Packers are keep it rolling. Perfect touchdown by Dylan. It's just been a total dominant performance by the Packers. I felt like the Packers could win. I bet on Vikings to win, but I did not expect it to be like this for the Packers. I will say that. Looks like we're coming back now.
Vikings were 12-3, about to go 12-4 with a minus 26 point differential on the season.
That's unbelievable. I mean, Jim,
here's a look at some of the notable headlines from early today.
Mute that just for purpose. San Francisco up 3. I need them to punch in a touchdown, man.
And the Saints beat the Eagles, handing them a second straight loss, which Jalen Hurts again sidelined today.
Cousins to throw. Fires a deep one down the middle, and that's picked off. Oh, my goodness.
That's Rudy Ford. Ford with their 4th takeaway of the game. That gives them 12 in the last.
And now they are giving it to Justin Jefferson
Because he is one frustrated player.
on the Packers sidelines.
Word with him from the other side of that official.
Alexander deserves a ton of credit. He got in his head today. Early on, frustration mounts. They basically eliminated anything happening early to give you that emotion and juice. And I know when you make it one-on-one, that ball had no chance. As Ford comes down, right, that was an easy.
That is now 4 turnovers on the day by Kirk Cousins.
That was just, it's almost like Jefferson lost, like when you talk during the week, back and forth as a receiver and DB, you get a guy, he has to have a big game because he's telling people you're going to stop him. And then once you don't get the ball for a little bit, you get upset, you pout. Not just him, everybody, even, the greats. Hall of Famers.
Tosses it to Dylan, and Dylan will get now a gain of about 4 or 5.
That was Dylan for about 5. You mentioned Hall of Famers, what they want. Just look what's happened here today. Aaron Rodgers on his way to a big win, decisive win. And Tom Brady's performance. Those two all-time legends are both now. You got Tampa Bay into the playoffs, and the Packers are going to be on the precipice of going in. Still need to win a game.
Playoff game for both the teams today. Brady knew that. Rodgers knew that. And they both stepped up. And Rodgers just had to do it. But he literally made sure early in that game. He didn't give them the ball. He made the right plays, the checks, everything. And it's like these are championship quarterbacks who know when to turn it on and stand in the pocket. Brady had his best game of the season.
Never underestimate against the Packers defense. That's what happens. Those Vikings are keep turnovers with bad offense. Yeah, Packers, like say, are rolling. Colin Coward just tweeted out the Packers are back, and they might be.
This is a real team now.
Yeah, their defense has now 12 takeaways. 12 takeaways in the last 4 games. But listen to Aaron talk and walk through all the permutations of every game played. He did say that he said at a production meeting on week 10 when they were 3-6, if we can get one of the next 3 to be 4-8, which is what they ended up being. He says we could win the last 5 and get in at 9-8.
Well, they're on their way to 8-8 here in a matter of minutes. And it looked bleak throughout the year, right? Because it was like, oh, it's a struggle to pass for both these teams. The one thing, though, is Green Bay can run the ball. I'm not still trusting
that
Tampa to run the ball. However,
Flamingo says, I'm surprised the Vikings haven't gotten any points since, like, the second quarter. I mean, they've only got 3 points all game. It's crazy to just see how much the Packers have dominated the Vikings all around.
we got to switch from just our quarters-based match coverages, and I think right there you found guys who were able to like get in their zones, look at it, play a little man, and then let Alexander shut someone out.
Patrick Taylor comes
This will eliminate the Commanders and the Saints with a Packers win today.
yards in this game. By the way, it's a happy new year indeed with the return of a new episode of TV smash hit Ghosts. See why it's the
For you don't win all these games without being really good at something. However, the big issue for me is that they, just the history of the league tells us, they're winning by the turnover margin, no penalties, and they're great in the fourth quarter. That's the keys to success. Well, an injury here or there, like a center, can all of a sudden change a lot. And then turnovers happen. But to me, Jim, what team do you ever know average over 400 yards defensive given up? It's the only team in history to win 12 games like that. I mean, it's not a recipe. You've got to. They can't beat the best teams and relying on that over and over.
So listen, you were raised right here in the Badger State, down the road in Burlington. So I don't know what it is about your neighboring Minnesota citizens, but can they win in the playoffs?
Yes, they can.
As long as we're not calling the game. I'm trying to be preemptive here because I heard from a lot of friends up in Minnesota that there's some buzz about the fact we haven't seen them at their best.
We haven't.
I mean, we saw the Dallas 40-3 game. Today it's 34-3. I mean, you're talking about a 12-3 team that right now we've seen them outscored 74-6.
Each time I come in, I'm like, this team is good or this, and we just haven't seen it. That's why it's hard for us, right, to believe that sometimes. And that, I know they're saying, because they were saying that Jim Nance comes
Rolls out to the right. Checks it down to a wide open tight end to the 20, to the 15. Pushed out of bounds. Close to the 5. PXH laughing at the Vikings right now.
Josh Allen, and he lost by 3 touchdowns. We've never seen him win since you came on board.
It's true. The funny thing was you were 0-6 before I
That's
showed
not
up
true.
to the Vikings.
I won my last game before you came on. A Thursday night game in Arizona. Okay.
You win.
It's on you.
Listen, I think Minnesota can do this. It's
Come
just
on, 49ers.
over 400 yards a game, okay? The only other offenses in history, there's only 4 teams to get to 12 games, I should say, at some point in the season. The 2011 Packers. Remember what that team
Tosses it to the outside. Taylor picks up a gain about 2.
2011 Patriots, 13-3, went to the Super Bowl. 2018 Chiefs, when Mahomes' first year. So the Vikings are the only other team to win 12 games by allowing 400 yards a game on defense. Why is that? The other teams are so dominant in offense that you had to throw every down to come back. The Vikings are doing it a little bit different way. It's so unique and different. They can win on any given day. But this recipe, they've got to find something on defense, like the Packers did. I think you've got to change up your defensive philosophy.
Hey, they need to get the offensive line healthy. They need to get Bradbury back at center for starts.
And they will. The offense will be fine.
2nd and goal. Of course, we don't know the condition, too, of O'Neal, who was carted off in the first quarter.
Quick out route to Lazard, and he will get tackled at the 2, and he'll bring up 3rd and goal.
And Ed Donatell's a great defensive coordinator. He's been that for a long time. It's just one of those seasons where our team can't do the things consistently that he's been able to do with, other teams. And at some point, you've got to go, okay. And he's tried that the last 2 weeks. He's blitzed. He's gone man. It's still not sticking. 30-second passing, it's like, that's not going to win. You've got to be able to possess the ball, and you've got to be able to. And they're winning off of turnovers, and they're not getting them.
3rd and goal. They've got Taylor as they continue to sit Jones and Dillon. Who put in good work all day.
Rodgers pumps and will now walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Packers.
When you run the ball, you can fool a lot of people. And when you're Aaron Rodgers,
And they have now just put up 40 points on this Minnesota Vikings team and held them to 3 so far.
really big. I'm going to throw it right here. Watch this. This is not going to be this is a high. Oh, should have stayed on your feet right there, Asamoah. That was. I know that feeling, right? You're like, I'm looking over here. I'm about to. There's nobody even there. He's just pretending to get you to jump. Stay on your feet.
One more. 41-3. Packers with 5 touchdowns.
41-3. Packers just totally dominating the Vikings. Contreras says, wow. Flamingo says, I remember when the Packers had like a 1% chance to get in the playoffs. They have definitely done better. Yep. Now they are in a win and in scenario next week against the Detroit Lions. A win and in for the Packers next week. Next week is the decision to find out who's got to be next spot until they will clinch the playoff bound. The NFL's got to be crazy to find out. It's going to be a lot of interesting games next week, as there's going to be a few play-in games to get in the postseason. Titans and Jags are one of them.
Just along the way, and then on top of it, have a lot of talent and good people around you, but they all got to meet, and that's when teams adjust, adapt, and you see the best ones cream rise to the top late.
Yeah, they just run it up the middle at this point. That was Madison.
I just like to say, I can't believe the way this game ended up being. Thought we were going to have a good one with these two teams. I was wrong.
2nd and 7. Madison again, no gain. How about how you rebound from this? Now I can tell you this: we saw them against Dallas. They get beat 40-3, almost same script as this one. This 41-3, and they came back 4 days later, short week, and played on Thanksgiving night and beat New England.
These games, I mean, you can't win that many close games, come back all the time, right? This team has been not just fortunate, but really they've played outstanding ball when it's needed. They just never got close enough. Third center today, that kills you on the road. And the penalties killed you. That's why turnovers happen. You're behind the chains. It's everything.
Quick throw, Hawkinson will get the first down.
Realize how small one of those things is that turns out to be a huge thing, Jim. And that right there, I would turn the page on this. Get up there, be like, this happened, blah, 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 watch the tape. But we're a good football team because now everyone's going to doubt you again. Second game for in a big-time game, right? You just didn't lose. You really got taken out back.
Got some people renewing their memberships. Appreciate them very much. And there's a touchdown for the Vikings. There is a flag on the field.
But the flag will have to check it. The flag is back in the area of the offensive backfield.
Yeah.
Talking about a player here.
Offside. Number 40.
All sides on the defense, so it is a touchdown.
Results of the play, touchdown.
Touchdown Vikings.
On the season, the 6th round pick out of Michigan State.
Yeah, go ahead and watch Naylor right here. You can see that side. And that was a great throw in between.
Caught him in a cover two.
Cover two. And that was the guy you totally thought was going to have the biggest day for receivers.
You know, Jefferson wasn't on the field for that play. That was Ballantyne. That was the last man in coverage for the Packers.
Well, Naylor has the most receiving yards for the Vikings, for the wide receivers.
You knew that coming in.
Yeah, that's the thing, though.
Touchdown finally, Flamingo says. Took him long enough.
They play well at the end, but this was too far.
Joseph adds one more. That was the first play that went for 20 or more yards.
San Francisco up 34-27.
And a touchdown at last.
Late in that game. So the Vikings finally get in the end zone, but it's still a long haul. 41-10 as we go to a commercial break.
playoffs, win your last game. No one thought that a month ago, Jim.
Well, here's the story about next week. No one knows exactly how the games are going to be sorted out. Full schedule, but we know this. It all begins at well, with this Green Bay win, it's going to mean that the Commanders and the Saints will both be eliminated as Taylor gets 3 yards. I'd like to welcome those of you who saw the Chargers win the Battle of Los Angeles 31-10 over the Rams to now go to 10-6 on the season. And you weren't with us to hear it earlier, you the Charger faithful, but Tony had your team, the Bolts, as a team that he believes could end up in the Super Bowl.
It's a dark horse.
Yeah.
Listen, it's like if you're going to pick, we all know that Kansas City and Buffalo, Cincinnati are the top 3 teams there. And this side, we know there's really probably 4 teams in the NFC. Tampa, I'm never going to be the guy who's writing off Tom Brady. It's like when he shows up in your stadium or when you show up in his in a playoff game, that guy's been to 10 Super Bowls. He has a way.
Taylor gets just a short gain there. Now brings up about a 3rd and medium.
But there's 4 teams there. The Chargers are the one dark horse who I'm like, I really want to play them. Great quarterback. They haven't been doing great, getting healthy at the right time.
Appreciate you very much, Contreras. Shout out to the rest for the sponsor of this channel. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Appreciate you very much.
Here's the final numbers for the day for Aaron.
Like I say, reminder, we will be live tomorrow night for the Bengals and the Bills, and I think that game will be a lot better than this one, at least.
The NFC playoff picture. And just again, take a look at it right here. San Francisco is up 7 on the Raiders with just inside 2 minutes to go, and Seattle is going to beat the Jets. But it's going to be Seattle, Detroit, and Green Bay battling for the last spot.
Seattle, Green Bay, and Detroit for 1 spot.
How can Seattle
Green
get
Bay
in?
plays who? Detroit.
Right here.
So one of those, boom, right there. And Seattle needs help.
Back over to Dobbs. And that's Dantzler. Brings him down. Again, the 1 is still open. You got Minnesota's going to drop back to 12-4. If the 49ers go on and finish this off against the Raiders, they would actually flip now and be the 2. I do think the 2, since we went to 7 teams per conference, has been a little bit undervalued or under-discussed. You get the 2, you win 1 home game, you actually get a second chance to be at home for divisionals. Who knows, if the 1 stumbles,
exactly right.
you got the whole thing.
Kassan Garrett, Packers will win this game. Boy, that is that's a big risk you're taking there, Kassan. You're really jumping out on a limb there with that one. Flamingo just says yeah. Plus tomorrow's Rose Bowl. Got an excitement between Utah and Penn State. Is tomorrow Rose Bowl too? They should have put that on another night where it's not against where it's not against Monday Night Football.
Now you have to throw the ball instead of run it or play action it, and then a turnover, and then boom. It's just that close.
What we're saying, in short, is there's a huge difference between being a 2 and being a 3. And O'Connell and company could find themselves, instead of being still in the chase for a 1 at the end of today, they could find themselves in the 3 if the 49ers do fall. But the 49ers do, in fact, beat the Raiders.
No one's tipped up and incomplete, so the Packers will have to punt.
It'll be 4th and 4, and they're going to punt as Jordan Love.
Jeez, Raiders, man, are already back down in San Francisco territory.
Talking about some of the memories of this year. What was the year like for him? There's been all this discussion. Would he play months and months before the season started? He said he would never want to give it back. He had so many memories, you know, hanging out with Tom Clements, the quarterback coach he has such a strong relationship with. Or with Jordan Love, he said, who's like my kid brother, which I thought was very interesting to hear, that the closeness is there now.
That's awesome.
You know, with Love.
Really cool. Sounds like there's a lot of...
You know, he muffed that punt return, but he does fall on it.
In the air.
There's a lot of what there? A lot of...
You got to have it, right?
Minnesota fan. Not sure this one's going to change the outcome either way here. But we know this. Green Bay wins next week. They're in the playoffs. They're the 7th seed. Most likely you're going against. We'll see how that turns out next week, because a lot of things are in play. Like you said, Dallas, Philly, San Francisco. Everyone can still get a 1 seed. So many scenarios, but Seattle gets in only if Detroit beats Green Bay next week and they win.
Nick Mullins in at quarterback. Got a strong voice and a strong arm to go with it.
Nothing going there on that handoff.
That was very loud.
And the Raiders, 1st and goal. Wow.
What did barking out all those signals do all these years?
You heard
your
my
voice.
story. You can already tell.
I can already tell.
I apologize to everybody out there for my voice. I know it's horrendous, but it is mine, so I have to own it. And therefore, I will now shyly go sit in the corner and cry. Now, it's just one of those things where you truly are screaming on the road. We ended up going to silent count under center when we were, later on in my career, and a lot of teams do that. The Vikings still yell out. When it gets really loud, it's tough.
Wide receiver screen to Osborne, and he'll pick up about 5 or 6.
Looks like Jefferson's day is officially done. He's got the helmet off. It's going to be, in the end, 1 catch on 5 targets.
Yeah, that'll
15 yards.
That's his lowest. It's the lowest number of receptions in his career. And that's a guy who never has a game like this. And it's not all his fault. It's a culmination of a lot of things. But that's really difficult when you have seeding at stake at a very high level.
Vikings would have been tied for the 1 seed. They would have still been the 2 seed, but they would have been tied with the Eagles. And all they would have needed next week was a win and an Eagles loss, and they would have been the 1 seed. But instead, tonight.
As Tracy reported at the top, he doesn't jump in a super suit and just jump outside.
Yeah, it was a very boring game, Flamingo.
He was going to go prove it.
And one that I did not think would go this way. Raiders have now tied it up. Wow.
You're thinking I was going to say me, but well, what a start here, huh? For Aaron Rodgers. Oh yeah.
2-minute warning has officially hit. Packers 41, Vikings 10. As we head to the 2-minute warning. $5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central Time. Okay, so it's before Monday Night Football. That's good. Yeah, Jets losing to Seattle 23-6. So, not good.
2 minutes to go. Vikings say, what the heck? Let's go for it from our own 28 on 4th and 3. Mullins takes it out.
Mullins is in at quarterback for the Vikings. He fires it down the field wide open. Naylor down to the 35.
We've got an update. Things are happening between Vegas and the Niners back to New York.
Slugfest in the desert.
That's right, they give it to their heavyweight Josh Jacobs, who skips on in for the TD. The game's knotted at 34, 4 seconds left.
I wonder if the Raiders still have a chance to get in or no.
I'll tell you one thing that could go right for the Minnesota
Don't think they can, right?
The Raiders were able to win that game, and they were able to maintain position number 2. Madison takes it for 13 yards.
I talked to recruiters. They asked me about some coaches, in the offseason and a couple years back and then again and everything. And I always said, we're in these meetings, you talk. I love to learn stuff. I think Josh McDaniels knows he's a coach's coach. Coaches come to him.
What's up, Just a Gamer? Good run there by Ron,
Shake this off. Kevin
Mitchell.
O'Connell's a great football coach. Wonderful season. This is going to leave a bad taste. But Joe Barry, what he's done to fix this defense later in the year, to create all these turnovers, like you said.
Of course, Barry and anybody like that, O'Connell, were assistants together with the Rams over the course of one season. They crossed over in 2019 as Naylor has his 3rd catch. And if he's
Shout out
careful,
to Just a Gamer.
He's got 3 for 89.
What's up, man?
Touchdown
Appreciate you
ball
joining the
in
stream.
this quarter.
Flamingo says no.
End of the year, 8 turnovers. I know we talked about the 12 the last 4 weeks, but 8 in the last 2 games. When you have to have these games,
Yeah.
it's like you're not going to lose these games. And then you're able to run the ball. The only team to have a 100-yard rusher against Minnesota, one guy. Jones did it today, and he did it pretty early, Jim.
Well, it's a Minnesota team that had not turned it over once against Green Bay in the 4 previous meetings. And again, today, 4 times.
Cousins was trying to be the only quarterback to beat.
Mullins to the end zone. Touchdown, Osborne.
Cousins was trying to be the only quarterback to beat Aaron Rodgers 4 times in a row.
What's up, Spencer Barnett in the house, team member. No worries, Spencer. Appreciate you very much. Happy New Year's.
59 yards and a touchdown. Minnesota has the 2nd touchdown of the 4th quarter.
Future's bright. I think Thielen's the guy you got to talk about because Osborne's come on. They're so deep at that position. They need some more linemen. They lost O'Neal. Backup center. That's really when this game kind of went south early in the game. When Tracer's telling us about what's going on down there.
Yeah, once Schlockman went out, that became a dire sign for them. Tonight on CBS.
So Vikings able to just add some points to the total. Still nowhere near enough even for the spread.
So 21 seconds to play here. There's Aaron and his head coach. Supposed to talk about looking ahead to next week. Things have really broken for them. They've done what they had to do, and a lot of things worked out well, too. They got help last week with the number of teams that lost that they needed to go down.
Packer fans, you should be very intrigued as you're looking up by seeing signs of run possibly happening here. I mean, you've already got now your 4th game. You win next week. The problem is Detroit's been on fire for a while, too.
Yeah.
Had a heck of a couple months. So that's going to be a real challenge. We know it's a playoff game, but it's like these are real playoff games.
Detroit beat them the first time at Detroit. They won 7 of the last 9. And Minnesota says, no, we're not going to onside kick it. Let's call this thing. Aaron Rodgers, his 147th career win in the regular season, which ties him for 7th all-time with Dan Marino.
4 straight playoff wins for Aaron Rodgers this year.
And so that will do it Packers get this win 41-17. Guys, appreciate y'all very much. We will be live tomorrow for the Bengals and the Bills game. Until next time, stay humble, stay kind. Peace.